everything you need and amenities out of this world. Here's the website, reuniontownship.com, reuniontownship.com, and you can get 2 months free when you lease. Listen, 2 months free, resort-style living, quiet, spacious, and again, the luxury you absolutely deserve. Look, your job is stressful. Your life is stressful. Where you live should not be stressful. It should be perfect. At Reunion Township on 109, that is perfect. The website again, reuniontownship.com. Welcome home.
I was here on where. Let's redo that. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, live from the Omni here at Bar Lines. Our question of the day:
What is, in your opinion, the greatest sports nickname of all time? I watched a highlight show this weekend of George Gervin, the Iceman. Had a poster of him growing up in my bedroom. So I'm just curious because we have different generations listening to this show. What is your all-time favorite nickname of a sports person? It could be wrestling, football, basketball, baseball, hockey. I do not care. What is your favorite nickname of all time? Chaser is the Intimidator.
Yep.
I like the Iceman. We want to hear from you.
615-737-1025. Let's see. Patrick. Well, this is for a group, but it's a good one. The New York Sack Exchange with the Jets in the 80s. Not a Jets fan. I'm a Bills fan, but I was living in New York back then, and it was a cool nickname. Love the show. We love you. Thanks, Patrick.
All right, we'll take group nicknames. Had they won a Super Bowl during that time, that nickname would have been cemented at one of the best ever, but they did not, and the Giants did. And did the Giants have any nicknames in that? Again, Sean Henry's probably eating lunch and over there not doing anything at Bridgestone. He could call in if the Giants had any nicknames at all. Like Lawrence Taylor should have had a nickname, right? I don't remember if he had a nickname or not, or Phil Simms or somebody.
Well, Lawrence Taylor was just LT.
LT. That's not really a nickname. Okay. Yeah. But you say LT, you know what it was.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, everybody knew that.
Yeah.
Al says, great question of the day. So many. Charlie Hustle, the great one.
Ooh.
Round mound of rebound, and one more baseball. The Penguin, Ron
yes.
K.
Ron Say.
Say.
Yeah, he played with the Dodgers and the Cubs. He was like 5'5", and he had massive forearms, and he would just crunch the ball about 5 miles and that. But round mound of rebound. I had not heard that in forever.
Charles Barkley.
Yes.
Right? Yep.
Oh, that's great, man.
8792 says it's got to be either The Truth, a.k.a. Paul Pierce, or White Chocolate, a.k.a. Jason Williams.
White Chocolate.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, man.
7426 says Mr. Hockey, which is Gordie Howe.
It's a good one. I mean, you can't top that. I mean, that's Mr. Hockey.
3332 going with wrestling. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo. That's a good one.
That's a good one. I like Hulk, like the Hulkamania. I mean, that's not really, it's already a nickname, but still.
2839 says, I'm a hockey fan and still love my Preds. Ryan O'Reilly, the Factor.
From Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, O'Reilly
okay.
Factor.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. 8722, Stan the Man Musial.
It's pretty good.
Good one. Wes in Clarksville with a NASCAR one, the Rainbow Warriors, talking about Jeff Gordon's pit crew back in the 90s.
Pit crew had a nickname?
Yeah, they were because he had the Rainbow DuPont car.
I remember
they called them the Rainbow Warriors.
But why didn't Dell Sr. have a nickname for his pit
crew? They did. What were they? The Flying Aces or crap. They did have a nickname. Talk for a second.
Yeah.
Taylor
how are we doing today?
Crew.
Again, 615-737-1025. Having fun at live at the Omnis at the
Flying Aces
bar lines.
They were the Flying Aces.
Why?
Well, they wore they kind of looked like playing cards with their
oh, okay, that's cool.
But they were fast. They were like one of the fastest pit crews in the 90s or in NASCAR.
Our producer Brandon says AI.
The answer.
The original AI.
Met him randomly at a casino in Cherokee, North Carolina.
He's like 5'10", right?
Yeah.
He's not tall.
One of the great Bambino, Caleb and Mount Juliet, talking about Babe Ruth.
Well, that's cool. I mean, these nicknames span generations.
Here's a good one. This is a good one for Braves fans. 9912, Fred McGriff, the crime dog.
God, think about that. Chris Berman had his hand in so many of these things.
Walter Payton.
Sweetness.
Yep.
He has one of the greatest. I don't think he said the quote, but it was about him. It's like, when you are good, you'll tell everybody. When you are great, everybody will tell you. I was like, oh, man, that's good, because he is good. We had Fisher talk about Walter Payton, just the impact of being a teammate and a friend throughout his life. And, man, that's pretty solid.
A guy we've had on the show, Mark Henry, Sexual Chocolate.
We saw him at SEC Media Days. You're like, oh, my God. I was like, Danny Warfel? Who are you looking at over there? It's like, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was awesome.
Was great.
The Legion of Boom, talking about the Seahawks.
Who was Richard Sherman?
Yeah, Richard Sherman.
Who's the guy from Earl Thomas?
Yeah, and
Texas.
Bobby Wagner, was he a part of that?
He was a linebacker. I think they were talking about the back end secondary there.
Yeah, I don't remember. Let's see. Another one for white chocolate. The Mad Hungarian. Who is that?
Is that Al Herboski, the pitcher?
I don't know.
Yeah. But, it's funny nickname. There's a guy, I don't know if he made the final cut, but Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Yep.
I mean, if you say Billy Johnson, I don't know who you're talking about.
Billy White Shoes.
I'm like, oh,
Ed Too Tall Jones.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are great nicknames.
4065 said, and this is an underrated one. King Griffey Jr., aka the Kid.
I mean, you say the Kid, I know you're talking about.
Yep. The Big Diesel.
Shaq?
Yep.
Okay.
Big Cat Ernie Ladd.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Sweetness, Megatron is another one. That's a good one. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, another wrestling.
There's one that nobody said yet. I'm waiting to see if it comes in.
Louisiana Lightning, Rod Guidry.
Is that
I don't know that one.
That was Rod Tidwell.
Rod Tidwell.
From Jerry Maguire. Rod Guidry. The pitcher? Ron Guidry?
Ron Guidry, maybe.
Ron, yeah. He was a Yankees pitcher. Went 25-3 in 1977.
Ozzie Smith, the Wizard.
Had the best opening of any sports ever. He'd run on the field and do a backflip. The Wizard, man. What a God. That's memories right there.
Let's see. Mean Joe Green. God, these are just flying in. The Philadelphia Flyers, Legion of Doom. Eric Lindros. He was certainly one.
What was Terry Broad Street Bullies?
Yeah.
What a great nickname. I mean, you just know that you're in for a fight with those guys.
Irvin Magic Johnson.
Just you think about that.
Here's one you'll like. 7654, best nickname, Jack Tatum, the Assassin.
Assassin. He would be in prison if he played football today. In prison.
Well, my dad used to joke he'd get out on work release. Jack Hacksaw Reynolds.
Yeah, I think did he not go to play football at Tennessee in college? I think he did. Great linebacker for the Niners, but I think he went to Tennessee.
Dustin in Hopkinsville about a defense, the steel curtain.
I mean that's just
yeah.
Even that steel curtain's been 50 years now. You still know what it is.
The Purple People Eaters.
Miami, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
Can you name all the interior linemen?
No.
Carl Eller, Jim Marshall. I'm leaving somebody out. It's gonna. I had him. I got 2 of the 4, so I get 50%. That's still not good enough. Damn it.
The Big Fundamental. I don't know who that one is.
I don't know.
The Chief, Robert Parrish.
Man, I forgot about him. Yes.
Yep. The Bus, Jerome Bettis.
What a great nickname. There's one, though, that has not come in yet that I'm shocked. I'm not going to mention it until it comes in.
Iron Mike Tyson.
Yep. Iron Mike Ditka, too.
Sugar Ray. Is it Sugar Ray Leonard?
Maybe it's Mark McGrath, the singer.
Yeah, I don't know. The Sheriff, Peyton Manning.
See, where did that come from?
I know. I knew you were going to hate that one, though. Big Poppy, David Ortiz.
Yes.
0388. Come on, guys. Smash and dash.
But there's been a lot of smash. Are you talking about Lindell and Chris Johnson?
The most obvious one is the GOAT, Tom Brady.
That is. I always like whoever called Javon Curse the freak. That
was a good one.
Perfect.
Air Jordan is a good one. The Nigerian Nightmare.
Is that Christian Okoye?
Yep.
So if you played fantasy football in the 90s, that guy with the Chiefs was on your team because he just bowled people over into the end zone.
James Littleman Stewart from the Vols.
Yes. What is the truth?
That's Paul Pierce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Gover says the Say Hey Kid. Let's say hey
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, yeah. That's a good one.
These generational things, which are just beautiful, because we all got different ones growing up.
Our buddy from the Omni, Todd Rodemel, says the Yankee Clipper, Joe DiMaggio. The Splendid Splinter, Ted Williams.
You know about Joe DiMaggio? We talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. When DiMaggio was the biggest athlete in the world, he married Marilyn Monroe. She was the biggest actress in the world. Man, he couldn't handle it. You read the books and everything else, he couldn't handle her stardom.
Yeah. This is a good one, too. Zach says the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas.
There we go. Get it
that's
in. Yes. I mean, is there there's great nicknames, but the Big Hurt.
Yep.
Frank Thomas. I mean, that guy is just massive. He hit a home run. Real quick story. When I was at Sanford, they played baseball at Auburn. He hit a home run that went, if you know where Sanford is, there's like two of you out there, that went out of the stadium and hit Lakeshore Drive. It's probably about a 650-foot shot. And I'll never forget watching that ball just go. I'm like, that thing is going to space. Good Lord.
Cadillac Williams has one. Broadway Joe Namath. Here's a good one. From the XFL. What was his name? He hate me.
He hate me. Rod Smart.
Rod Smart. Yep.
He hate me and parlayed that into a contract with the Carolina Panthers. And I think he might have played in the Super Bowl in 2003.
Yeah. Is Tim Duncan the big fundamental? I don't
know. Well, and then his teammate, the Admiral. I mean, what a great these are great nicknames.
The big unit for Randy Johnson.
The big unit, yes.
Yep. Was Alan Page one of the Purple People?
Yeah, that's right. Carl Eller, Jim Marshall, Alan Page, and there's one more, and I can't remember who it is. I should know that. Alan Page is a federal judge in Minnesota.
Al said, was Big Joe waiting on the Pistol Pete nickname for Pete Maravich?
No, it's a good one, though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what Pistol Pete did with no three-point line, and you know he's getting the ball every time? What he averaged, how he played the game was just something we'll never see again.
Byron has a good one. William, the refrigerator, Perry.
I like the where he got that nickname. I know he's big as a refrigerator, but my goodness.
The fridge.
These are all you talk about. It's like, if you brought up William Perry, I'm like, yeah, William Perry. If you said, the fridge, like, oh, yeah, I know exactly who it is.
Justin, of course, the late, great Air McNair.
Air McNair, that's a good one.
Dr. J, Julius Irving.
Dr. J.
Philip Scoresberg. We need him to do that. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Heck yeah, The Rock.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Boxer.
Yep.
The
Bash Brothers, Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire.
Great with the A's in the late 80s.
Yep. The Pony Express.
Yeah, that's Dickerson and Craig James.
Yep.
What was
here's a good one.
The player for Jacksonville State last night, his dad, Scott Steiner. What's their nickname?
The Steiner Brothers.
Steiner Brothers.
Yeah, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. The dog-faced gremlin.
All right, that's right.
Rick Steiner. All right, well, before we step away, the Orange Crush.
Is that the Denver defense?
Yeah. And that was those uniforms were called, and they wore them last week.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Orange Crush.
And then they went to the Super Bowl, and your Cowboys smacked them in the face.
Yep. These are just, I mean, we can't get to all of these, but we'll get back to this. Carl the Mailman Malone, that was a good one. We'll get back to these coming up. Our question of the day: the best sports nickname. It can be a team, it can be a player, whatever. 615-737-1025. Chase and Big Joe live at the Omni, 1025. The Game. Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're live at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Our question of the day, which is just blowing up on YouTube, Twitter, our text line. A lot of you. By the way, Rick on our YouTube chat says, Joe looks like my Aunt Carolyn.
Was she on Three's Company? If so, that's the look I'm going for.
Rick also says the General Robert Montgomery Knight.
Yeah, Bobby Knight.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Adrian Peterson, AD, all day.
Yeah, I mean,
people mistakenly will call him AP, but it's AD.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Here's a good one. The Cowboys' doomsday defense.
That's right. I'm just building Charlie Waters, Cliff Harris, Randy White,
the 70s.
Harvey Martin. Harvey Martin, Too Tall, Randy White. I'm leaving some at the linebacker. Hollywood Henderson, which was one of the best lines ever. Hollywood Henderson said Terry Bradshaw was so dumb he couldn't spell cat if you gave him the C and the T.
Let's see. Abel says Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
That's a good. I mean, the guy just would. What is that one?
The Body Snatcher. Mike McCall.
I've never heard of it, but I like it. I need to look that up. I mean, the Body Snatcher. Is that not a movie?
It may be. I don't know.
Should I Google this and get fired? I don't know.
Well, you're on Todd's internet, so it's
The Body Snatcher. It's a movie in the 1940s, but I don't know nickname wise. I like this though.
More on our text line. Broadway Joe for Joe Namath. Dewey Swamp Rat Warren.
Here we go. Mike McCallum, Jamaican professional boxer, earned the nickname the Body Snatcher due to his ability to land vicious body punches in fights. Thank you. Was that Raleigh? Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of Mike McCallum called the Body Snatcher.
Have you heard of Dewey Swamp Rat Warren?
I have not.
Okay. Apparently went to UT. I don't know.
Dewey.
The Hitman. We're talking about Bret the Hitman Hart.
Or is it Steve Atwater?
Dick the Bruiser. I don't know that one.
Is that who? Dewey Warren, former American football player, played for the Bengals, worked for the Vols, didn't get the Swamp Rat due to his early years growing up near the marshlands of the Vernon River in Georgia. You know that dude was tougher than $2 steak then.
This is one of my.
Love it.
This is a good one, and I wasn't even necessarily a fan of this team. 9111 says the A Train, Mike Allstott.
Oh, good.
He was good. Another one for the mailman, the captain, Steve Eiserman. That's a good one.
Go back to the Swamp Rat. I didn't. So the Swamp Rat. You guys thank you for all this because we learned things. He was instrumental in revolutionizing college football under Lavelle Edwards at Brigham Young, and that's where Andy Reid learned how to coach. Edwards would spend his career as a defensive coach, became head coach in '72. He knew that BYU lacked blue-chip athletes necessary to win consistently with running the football. So Lavelle Edwards handed the offense to Warren, who'd been hired to install a passing attack. He turned every running play into a passing play. Overrun defenses with 4 and 5 receivers coming from every possible position in the offense, which led into what the West Coast offense, what we see today. On and on and on. That is amazing. So you have a former Tennessee quarterback who revolutionizing the passing game at BYU, where Andy Reid coached and everybody else kind of learned the West Coast.
The West Coast offense?
I had no idea. See, there's a reason.
Wasn't Bill Walsh a big?
He was part of the West Coast. Yep, Bill Walsh.
So wasn't it like kind of Bill Walsh and then Holmgren was a part of that?
Yeah.
And Holmgren and
Andy
then Andy Reid.
John Gruden,
yeah.
On and on and on and on. Yeah. Wow, the Swamp Rat.
I love the trees, like the coaching trees.
Right?
You know how
is he still alive? Says he hosts a sports talk show in Knoxville.
Does he really?
He's 80 years old. We're gonna find this dude.
Speaking of John Gruden, we got to vote for Chucky, which is a good one.
That's so scary because he looks just like that.
Eli says beast mode for Marshawn. Here's a good one. This is way back. Brad in White House says the Four Horsemen. Now, we could be talking wrestling or we could be talking Notre Dame, right?
Who are the four horsemen of wrestling?
Well, Ric Flair was a part of it, but it was the original was Arn and Ole Anderson. What's his name? I've seen them, and now I'm just blanking on his name. Barry Windham was a part of it at one point. Tully Blanchard was one, and then who's the other one that I'm missing? J.J. Dillon, maybe? No.
No idea.
Yeah, but, I mean.
I just like that nickname.
There's several incarnations of them. This is a good one from Caleb in Mount Juliet. The late, great Johnny Hockey Gaudreau, because he would be Johnny Hockey. Oh, the Worm, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. Yes. We got to vote for Dennis Oil Can Boyd. Played for the Red Sox like 10 years in the 80s. Yep. And you say Dennis Boyd, I'm like, who? You say Oil Can Boyd, I'm like, oh, yeah, the former Red Sox pitcher.
That's a good one. Thomas in Nashville. So I didn't think about this. Many of you know Deion Sanders is primetime. Mm-hmm. But remember, he had a name before that.
Oh,
that was more his baseball nickname.
Oh, this is gonna kill me. Go ahead.
Neon Dion. That's right.
That's right.
Yep.
Neon Dion.
The Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus. Big Shot Rob for Robert Horry.
Who I think he's got more. Does he have like 9 NBA? I think he's got, well, yeah, Bill Russell's got like 11, but Horry's got like 9 NBA rings. Something crazy.
0862, this is a good one. The Bad Boys, Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, Chris Ladd texted in, and what's the Nasty Boys from the Reds?
Oh, yeah, those were good.
Yeah, see,
and I think they would come out to Janet Jackson's Nasty Boys. That was like their walkout song. Denny Crum, Cool Hand Luke.
Really? A coach had a nickname?
I guess.
Okay. Fisher, the Stash.
Dr. J, Round Mound of Rebound, Air Coryell.
Yeah, Don Coryell, the Chargers. Yeah. Well, the Chargers come to town this weekend.
Blaine Bishop, the Hitman. Duh, I should have known that. Dylan and
What a great football player Blaine was. God almighty.
Big Country for
Bryant Reeves.
Well, there was one for the Titans too.
Oh, Dave Stewart. But I think this guy's going for Bryant, for the guy that played Oklahoma State, played for the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Hammer and Hank Aaron, the Hefty Lefty, also gets a vote.
Jared Lorenzen. Yeah, somebody nicknamed him J-Throw, which was really not J-Lo, but J-Throw, which that's really good.
Lenny the Ace Shaw.
Don't know that one.
Steve Mongo McMichael was also in the Four Horsemen. He was.
Yep.
JD's being very Babe Ruth, Tiger Woods. Yeah, that's actually true.
What's Tiger's Eldridge? Eldred?
Eldridge or if you hadn't said it.
LT.
Eldrick.
Eldrick
Woods.
You know, an underrated nickname. You know how much I love Joe Namath, but Broadway Joe is just an iconic nickname because he's with the Jets, and Pete Rozelle hated him because he's hanging out with degenerates and all the gambling talk, and he was going to retire after the first year. I told you, Mike Greenberg backed me up. The impact of Joe Namath in pro football is at the top. But Broadway Joe is such a great nickname for all the flash he had in the mid-'60s and who he was.
615-737-1025. Well, a lot of you, I mean, this is great. Y'all are loving this. Paul Bear Bryant gets one. We'll continue this next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Little Wild Thing bringing us back. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Brandon Bigsby is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership. Where the buzz is always about great service, and we always love being at the Omni, proud sponsor of this here program. We've spent the whole first hour on this because people have been texting about best nicknames.
Well, what it was, you asked me if I had seen the Michael Jordan, Mike Tirico interview. I had not. I just read a few things about it. Evidently, it was an amazing interview. Then I was like, oh, by the way, this weekend, the NBA TV, we're showing old clips of players, and they showed George Gervin, the Iceman. I'm like, you know what? That's the best nickname of all time. Then I asked you, we're like, well, that's the nickname. And then so when I go back, I'm like, let's throw that question out there because we're learning nicknames of people we had no idea ever existed, and it's beautiful. I will tell you again that our listening audience is the best in the country when you guys are so creative and you do things like this that really help us out. So thank you.
David has a good one. Greg Maddox, the professor.
I'd never heard that.
Yep.
Was that what they called him? Mm-hmm. I always just thought his name was damn good.
No, because he was he was really smart. Like he was very calculated.
Our good friend Dr. Crane says Dick the Bruiser was a football player for the Packers and became a wrestler. My grandfather wrestled against him. Okay, thank you there.
And then he played for who? The Packers?
The Packers, yeah.
I'm trying to look this up of why. Okay, so Greg Maddox tells this story about Eddie Perez is telling the story of how Greg would usually call his own game. And so Eddie's like, I knew there was something, that he wanted me to do or whatever. And they're playing the Astros. And he had told him never call inside on Bagwell. Well, he calls Greg calls Eddie to the mound, tells him, "Hey, we're going to throw inside." And he goes, "Well, I thought you never wanted to do that." And he goes, "Trust me." He throws inside. He gives up a home run to Jeff Bagwell. And Eddie's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, 3 months from now, we're in the playoffs. He's going to look for that pitch. And he's going to be thinking that pitch is coming. And sure enough, when they met him in the playoffs, Bagwell's at the plate thinking that Maddox is going to go inside on him, and he strikes him out. That's what made him.
Can you imagine thinking that far ahead?
Yeah.
I'm like, my gosh, who's the next batter? I'm like, I'm going to face this guy again.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Cujo? Is that one? Who is Cujo? I know there was a movie called Cujo.
Stephen King novel. I don't know. I have no idea.
The Sultan of SWAT. Who is that? That was
that Babe?
Babe, yeah.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sultan of SWAT.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The Dream Team all have nicknames. MJ. What was Larry Bird? He didn't have a nickname. Birdman. The Admiral, David Robinson. The Mailman.
Magic.
Isaiah wasn't on the team.
No. Off the team was his nickname.
Off the team, yes. Chris Mullen have a nickname? Is he the White Shadow?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Barkley was round mound to rebound.
I love the Golden State with Mullen. They were run TMC. There was Mullen. Who was the Tim Hardaway? And who was the Chris Mullen? Who was the M in TMC?
I don't remember.
Oh, my gosh, Joe.
Who was the
Mullen, Tim Hardaway. Who was the M?
This is one that you probably wouldn't remember, but the Grind Line, the original Grind Line from Detroit, Chris Draper, Joe Cocker, and Kurt Maltby. They were like the badass.
What year is this?
90s.
Okay.
90, like late 90s for Detroit. That was a good one. Jeremy in Clarksville says goaltender Curtis Joseph was Cujo.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. Dylan and Annie, the big dumper. That's you after the show.
Who told you that, man? God.
Cal Raleigh is the big dumper.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait. Yeah, this is true. Larry Bird, was he the hick from French Lick? I think that was a name for him.
Run TMC.
Larry Legend.
Run TMC. Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin played for the Golden State in the late 80s, early 90s. Nicknamed a reference to the hip-hop group Run DMC. All they did, Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin, was go down and jack up threes. That's why we loved them.
Yeah. These are good. We'll get back to this later in the show. I promise we're going to talk some other things. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, including talking to our good friend Amber Harding from Outkick. She will join us next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We're at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines, our home away from home. And I'm excited now to bring in my good friend. She writes for Outkick, but we have been good friends for a long time. An official friend of the show, Amber Harding, is on the line with us. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Chase. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I have Big Joe, who's dressed like what are you?
Roper.
Mrs. Roper.
Mrs.
Okay.
Roper.
He's cross-dressing today, so I don't know what's going on here, but we're
Chase,
excited.
Why aren't you wearing a Halloween costume?
Thank you.
Because it's tomorrow.
Doesn't matter.
That's why. I will tomorrow. I'll come up with something tomorrow, but not today. I missed the memo on today. But thanks for doing this. I know there's a lot of different topics we're gonna hit on with you, but one of the big things that has kind of been going on in the sports world is this FBI case with an NBA coach, a player, former players, and when it comes to gambling. And gambling's been around sports for a long time. It's obviously not as taboo as it used to be, but this is a bit of a concern now that, where is the line between, the sports and sports betting or gambling and how much in the mafia being involved. So what are kind of your thoughts on this and this big story that I have a feeling is going to continue to grow?
Yeah, it definitely is. And this definitely isn't the only case of this happening, right? This is just the one we're hearing about. And I think that even though sports gambling has been around for a long time, this idea of prop bets and the popularity of prop bets is really changing the game, no pun intended, on gambling. Because, Chase, I know you and I are big proponents of the anytime touchdown. We love a good prop bet. But when you have these tiny micro prop bets, like will the pitcher throw a ball or a strike next? Will the first play of the game be a run or a pass? I mean, these aren't earth-shattering, and they probably won't alter the course of the game, but they're so easy to manipulate for the players and the coaches involved. I mean, if I'm a basketball player and it's like, hey, I can just miss this one free throw and pocket $200,000, that's pretty tempting.
Yeah, and at the same time, what's to stop, a receiver, we won't give them a name, to say, go in the huddle and go, hey, can you throw this my way? My cousin's got, $200 on me. Like, I just need to make this catch. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, and nothing is to stop that. I mean, obviously, I would assume if you did it that, obviously, your teammates might start to ask some questions. But it's easy to argue that this accessibility of online gambling, the fact that everybody has a betting app partner and we all carry around little casinos in our pockets, it's easy to say that that's what's creating these problems and leading to these rampant betting scandals. But I mean, you could also argue that regulated betting websites help to thwart them. Like these apps like DraftKings and FanDuel and BetMGM, they have a vested interest in making sure that people aren't cheating them out of money, right? So they have employees and computer programs to actively monitor and flag suspicious activity. That's what led to the investigation into Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups and the whole crew in the first place. So if athletes are betting on themselves or their own teams through some hidden black market bookies in the alley behind Home Depot, or whatever classy way that they used to do it, we may never find out about that. So in a way, you could argue that these betting apps are actually helping to protect the integrity of the game, but it's probably a little bit of both.
So, Amber, when Greg Sankey comes out and says, hey, we need to stop this and don't let college athletes bet on anything else besides football, don't embrace that. I mean, we've opened it up. It's not going back, is it? I mean, this is out in the open now. This is going to I think it's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. Am I wrong on this?
No, not at all. I mean, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? So it's already legal across 30-some states and counting. And then you have places like you have the NCAA who's basically trying to like a bend, not break strategy, right? Where they're like, okay, we're going to let our student athletes bet on pro sports, but not on collegiate sports. And that's supposed to be their way of kind of helping to like give them an inch and hope they don't take a mile, right? So maybe that's one way to handle it. Another way to handle it would be eliminating prop bets. In the pros, do you institute these zero tolerance policies. Like if you get caught, you're banned forever, Pete Rose style, and your contract is null and void, all these things. I don't know what the answer is, but they're going to have to figure out something because, like you just said, it's only going to get worse.
Amber, I'm so glad we got you on because Chase and I were talking before the show about this whole Lamar Jackson injury report, how he didn't appear and he did appear and all that. And I was reading an article, Amber, and it says most over all this, Vegas. And that spoke volumes to what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the reasons that they have protocols in place in pro sports where you have to be accurate in your injury report. You have to report when somebody misses practice, and you have to be honest, or you're supposed to be honest anyway, in their status for the game ahead of time. And that's one of the reasons it's in place is because of the gambling market, right? Obviously, it has something to do with the other team's preparation as well. But the gambling market is a huge reason for that. So it's when all these people, and there's so many people in place, right? So like, even if it's not the players and coaches, you have staff in the building who might know, like, hey, Lamar's actually not healthy at all. He's not playing. And it's going to stop some random janitor in the building from going and telling their friends, like, hey, Lamar is hurt. He's not playing.
Oh, that's good. I bet that janitor's name is Ricky.
Probably. Amber Harding
exactly
is
who I was talking about.
Exactly. Amber Harding is with us from Outkick. You can find her work there. So, Amber, a hypothetical for you. Let's say that your amazing dog Rocky wins like a big contest, and you win millions or billions of dollars, and decide to buy a football team. Are you going to be like Carly Gordon and stand on the sideline with a headset and taking notes? Because I actually think this is a pretty cool story of her wanting to learn more about how football works so she can properly run a football team.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly one way of doing it, right? The other way is to hide away in your mansion, only show up for puffy occasions, refuse to speak to the media, send your lawyers to defend your incompetence, and get mad at anybody who dares talk to you.
Oh, yes! Yes!
I'm here for this.
Any owner in particular, I'm just riffing here. But, yeah, I think what Carly Gordon is doing is awesome. And I'm from Indianapolis originally. I'm not a Colts fan. I'm a Dolphins fan, unfortunately for me. But to see the way that she has inherited this team and embraced it and brought them to the best record in the NFL is really impressive. And I love the fact that she's talked to the media. I love what she said after Sunday's game, which happened to be against the Titans, where she said, like, this is really important that I know what's going on, that I can see what's really happening, things that I can't necessarily see by watching it on TV. And then at the end, which I love this because it felt like a Thin Lee veiled jab, she said, I recommend anybody who's paying millions of dollars to coaches and GMs to do the same thing.
Well, off of that, and I told Chase, we talked about this the other day, Amber, the fact when people say, women don't know football, it drives me insane because there are a lot of women that know football very well. Very well. And I love this story with Carly Ursay because it just spotlights, look, she's interested. She's taking notes. She knows what's going on. I love this story with Carly Ursay because it's got so many great tentacles with this that you could talk about, and the fact that she's doing this and it empowers women to like football. If I'm the NFL, Amber, I'm embracing this story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they gave Taylor Swift so much credit for bringing the NFL female fans, but like, let's look at somebody like Carly Ursay Gordon or some of the other female employees at NFL teams, trainers and such, who are helping to kind of build that game for women as well. And I'm with you. I get equally frustrated when people act like because we are women, we aren't supposed to know anything about sports. And Carly probably knows the reality of being a woman in sports. It's that, you inherit this team from your dad, and immediately there's going to be so much scrutiny on you because you are this female owner who got this job because it fell into your lap because you were born into it or whatever. And she is making sure that she's actively not playing into that. She is making sure she knows exactly what's going on, that she's entrenched in the game itself. And I just think that's awesome.
Hey, I know you know football because I've watched Vols games with you during the Butch Jones era, and you knew what you were doing more than he did.
Yeah, I mean, I would have played Alvin Kamara, but You watch me scream at the TV during multiple Vols games, so you get it.
That is very true. You can go to outkick.com and find Amber's work. I love this story that you had about Holly Rowe dumping her boyfriend for disrespecting Pat Summitt. You, of course, were at Tennessee when Pat was still coaching. You have a pretty good Pat Summitt story if you want to tell it, but we don't disrespect Pat Summitt around here.
No, we certainly do not. I was very fortunate in that I got to cover Pat while I was a collegiate journalist and, still learning the ropes of everything. And the one really cool thing about Pat, and I know I've told you this story, Chase, but the very first time I got to talk to her was I had to write a preview for the 2008 Lady Vols. And I showed up at the facility when I was supposed to, and turns out she was busy. The SID told me, well, she couldn't make this interview, but I'll email you some quotes. So I was like, okay. And I was bummed because I really wanted to meet Pat Summitt. I really wanted a chance to interview her. And I was on my way to class. A couple hours later, I was sitting in my car getting ready to go into class, and my phone rang, and I answered. And she said, hi, this is Pat Summitt. And I was like, what? So, I mean, here was Pat, like, she could have easily just given the SID some quotes to send to me, but she took the time out of her day to call me on the phone, this sophomore writer for the student newspaper, and give me the same interview that she probably gave a million people for a preview for that season. So that was just the kind of person who Pat was. She was way more than just an incredible basketball coach and a highly decorated basketball coach. So when Holly Rowe dumped her boyfriend, who she described as a smoking hot bodybuilder, because he said Pat Summitt was just a coach, that resonated with me. I completely understood Holly in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, me too, for sure. Before we let you go, our question of the day is the best nickname in sports. It can be a player, it can be a team. Does one stand out to you?
Man, I feel like this is recency bias. Like, if I had more time to think about it, I might come up with that. But I feel like there's nothing better in sports right now than the big dumper.
Yeah, that is a good one. We had a few people say that. Cal Raleigh, a very good one. Amber, my friend, thank you for doing this. Follow her on Twitter at @TheAmberHarding, and you can check out her work at Outkick. We will do this again soon because this was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chase and Joe. I appreciate you.
Amber Harding, my good friend, joining us now on the program, and more nicknames have come in. Jimmy the Greek.
Amber might have earned herself a weekly.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Brought the fire about
that was good stuff.
Some certain owner of.
She's just riffing. She wasn't talking about anybody in particular.
Yeah, right. Nobody knows. Who was the receiver you're talking about gambling in the NFL? I'm curious who that was.
Oh, there wasn't one.
Isn't there one that's playing? Yeah, that. He's been rehabilitated.
Yeah.
That's a whole. She's correct though, man. It's a big deal.
I'm not Calvin anybody out. So,
well, don't get Ridley at me.
We'll have more coming. Jason Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We're at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. He's Big Joe, a.k.a. Mrs. Roper.
What are you going to dress up as tomorrow night?
I have a few options. I was talking to some friends about this yesterday. To be honest with you, I'll go ahead and just tell this one because I wasn't able to pull it off because I didn't think about it in time. I was going to get like a bald cap, and I was going to be you. I was going to wear like
fantastic.
I was going to wear like MTSU,
yes,
and just show up and be you.
Why? You should do that.
I couldn't find one. I can't find one.
You can find a bald cap? Oh,
not
man.
in time because I thought about it too late.
All right, I always won for like 5 years in a row. I was Little Bo Peep. So I had the staff. What do you call that stick you beat sheep with? What is that thing called?
A staff.
Staff. Thank you. Yeah, I'd have that, and so I had Little Bo Peep. I always won. So.
I have one of those. I have a staff. They call me when they need to go to the bathroom. So
do you beat them? That's
no.
the whole thing. So my staff was
the government tells me I can't do that
to beat sheep. No, dressing up's fun. I mean, Amazon, $19.
Yeah,
delivered in 2 days.
I will say one of the funniest favorite things that you and I have ever done is you were at Channel 4 doing the morning show, the Big Joe on the Go, and you were like, "Hey, I want you to come to the Halloween store."
Oh, yeah, in Hickory Hollow, yes,
and have fun with me. And this was kind of at a time I was kind of going through it. Like I was very unsure of myself, and like if my career was ever going to take off, and there were some people that weren't as supportive, and you were like, "Just come on, just come have fun,"
right?
And
it took off, man. It was a huge success.
I was Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I dressed up as Velma, and then
you're Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
We did a segment. You were Little Bo Peep, and I was the Phantom of the Opera. and my pants kept falling down, and so because they couldn't hold them up. This is live TV. We're doing this. It was just brutally bad.
And
it was so much fun.
I'm just standing there smiling. I'm getting texts from people like, like what the hell?
It's 5:30 in the morning. Can you imagine 5:30 in the morning? First thing you turn on, you as Little Bo Peep. I'm Phantom of the Opera, and my pants were falling down.
My mom was like, "What is Joe having you do today?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she turns it on, like, "Oh my god!"
But I'm telling you, go to Amazon. You get a costume delivered.
Yeah.
In no time is all to get it done there. So it's fun. Just embrace it and go with it, man.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Let's go back to the phones. Al has some nicknames, sports nicknames. Al, what's up?
Hey, great listening to you. Thanks for taking my call. I got a bunch of them. Here's the first one. Frank Bruiser Kennard, the first All-American from Ole Miss.
Okay.
Mark Stink Schlereth from the Redskins and the Broncos.
Yep.
Jack the Assassin Tatum from the Raiders. George the Hitman Atkinson from the Raiders.
Yes.
Carl Spider Lockhart from the Giants. Great safety in the 60s, early 70s. Wallace Wawa Jones, Kentucky legend. Jared Lorenzen, the Pillsbury throw boy.
Oh, yeah, that's another good one.
Yep.
Jack Thompson, the throwing Samoan from Washington
Throwing
State.
Samoan, yes.
Paul Hornan, the golden boy. Craig Ironhead Hayward. Dizzy Daffy Dean. Steve Psycho Lyons. Slaying Sammy Baugh. And Broadway Joe.
Hey, Al, real quick, what was the Ole Miss one you had at the beginning?
Frank Bruiser Kennard. He was the first All-American from Ole Miss. He played football for the New York Giants in the late 30s and early 40s.
All right,
and
thank you for that one.
He actually coached under Johnny Vaught.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
He was actually the athletic director after Johnny Vaught retired, and he hired his brother to be a football coach for a year and a half, and then he got fired. But Frank was a very nice gentleman. I met him when I was at Ole Miss for the 5 years. Always well-dressed, always cordial. Just couldn't be the nicer man.
Love it, man. Al, thanks, buddy.
Thank you for the call, Al. Appreciate it.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You too. That was good. Kenny the Mailman. I was waiting. I knew Kenny was going to weigh in on this because, I mean, look, Kenny the Mailman, even though he is a mailman, his nickname is the Mailman. Kenny, what's up?
Well, I am having a ball here, but y'all a minute ago just described. Now you were dressed as Little Bo Peep.
Yes.
Joe was who?
Phantom of the Opera.
And what was happening?
My pants were falling off on live TV.
That sounds like the worst X-rated movie ever.
All right, what year was this?
2019. I got pictures somewhere.
I do too. I'm
2009. The worst X-rated movie.
Here we go.
Well, listen.
That's it.
In the spirit of Halloween, fellas, what is the scariest commercial on your station?
Scariest commercial? Probably. Yeah. Oh God, that's a great question. Joe Rexroad talking for doubt.
I'm Chase McCabe, and I just bought a gun.
Oh,
Chase, I love you, buddy, but I don't even know if I would trust you with lawn darts.
Look, you're not crazy. You are not crazy.
No, Nick, no. It's so funny. They were making fun of the lady was just talking about our owner. This morning, Teron Davenport called Brinker and Bargonzi Beavis and Butthead. I tried to call in and get him to name which one was which, and he said they were interchangeable.
He's right.
I'm serious. The best comedy, there's truth to it, and it's a shame. All we can do is sit and laugh at our own thing.
Oh, it's going to get funnier too, Kenny. This is far from over.
Yeah, but I'm not renting y'all's movie.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. Thank you, Kenny. I have found the pictures, and I will put those out on Twitter here in just a second.
Do you have the Phantom of the Opera picture?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I guess it is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll have more coming live from the Omni. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
So you're talking about mental health on our show. We are so grateful for all the men who've reached out in the last 2 years, but we have a lot of work still to do, and we will not risk telling you how much better our world is because you are here and you got so much to live for. Unfortunately, we've all been affected by a friend or loved one who has suffered from depression and is no longer with us. That's why we have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, just a truly wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Just go to theGameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there will be a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us. Now we have a partner that cares about you. And listen, you don't have to go through this alone. It's private, it's confidential, and they offer telehealth. Yes, you can do it right from your own house or office, and they're based right here in Middle Tennessee. Or you can call 1-888-508-8002, 1-888-508-8002. And listen to this. If you have a loved one who needs to talk and you are worried, you could be that person that changes their life. You can also go to theGameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe Show tab, and you'll see all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. Help is just around the corner. And again, guys, you do not have to go through any of this alone.
Oh, yeah. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Thursday. Our Metro Schools game of the week coming up tonight, actually, as East Nashville takes on East Robertson. We're really looking forward to that, and being able to wrap up the regular season. We will be doing a playoff game next week. We'll announce that once we know what it is. But we say hello now to Damian Harris, who's the head coach over at East Nashville. And Coach, thanks for doing this. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're doing fantastic. I know you got to be excited about this one coming up tonight. It's a little chilly. It's football weather, but things winding down, and this is a huge game for you guys.
Yeah, like you said, it's good weather. I think the rain is fast by, but you can't ask for anything better than this.
I know you're going to have a tough test. East Robertson, very good team. What are some things that you've learned about them that you're going to hopefully be able to use against them tonight?
Oh, well, seeing them on him, they're real physical, and they're actually real disciplined on defense. Hopefully, we can try to take advantage of them making some mistakes, and hopefully we can cause them to make some mistakes when they're on offense.
What are some things that have been working for your team defensively, especially over the last 4 games where you've only given up 19 points?
I think our secondary, we made a move in our secondary, and it has helped out tremendously because we're able to cover more, which allows our team's lines to get after the quarterback.
Coach, you're headed to the playoffs, and I know tonight's game is massively important. Injury-wise, are you good? Momentum-wise, are you good? Are you happy where your football team is right now?
With football, you can never be 100% healthy, but I am happy that we got a lot of good key players coming back and starting to get a little more healthier than they were.
I know kids today are different, but I know you know this. Where you coach football is an iconic, important high school in Nashville, Tennessee. Do you ever talk to the kids about what it means to play at East?
Definitely. One of my coaches, he's an alumni here, Isaiah Upton, and I make sure he tells them exactly what it's like to be an Eagle here at East Nashville because they got a lot of big teams to do.
We're talking some East Nashville football. What do you need from your fan base tonight?
I need them to be real excited, real loud, and make sure everybody come out to see a great game.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to call the game there. What if nobody's been to a game at East Nashville? What is that atmosphere like?
It's one of the best atmospheres you can be a part of. We got a lot of restaurants around, but we also have great fish sandwiches at the Texas, which a lot of people love, and it's really loud too.
Which is good, Coach. You lose an extra day of preparation, which you're playing a team that's 9-0, only giving up 90 points this year. How did you adjust your practice schedule this week to get in everything you needed for tonight? Because you lost that day of preparation because you're playing a day early.
Yeah, and losing a day against a great team like this hurts a lot. But we try to extend our practice a little bit longer. But when you get around this time, it's more mental than so much physical. So we try to get them prepared mentally a little more and spend more time going through things and techniques.
I'm looking in region games, 3 region games. You've only given up 3 points. What's working there?
Oh, I never knew that. That's a shock to me. Maybe it's donuts I buy them if they get a shutout.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time today. Best of luck tonight. We'll see you here in a little bit.
Okay, see you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Again, our Metro Schools Game of the Week coming your way tonight as East Nashville hosts East Robertson. This game for the region, going to be a huge one. We'll have pregame for you starting at 6:30 tonight on 94.9 The Fan. The Predators will be taking on the Philadelphia Flyers, so that is on 102.5 The Game. Adam Vingan is in for me doing pre and post, and then I will have the call alongside Coach Bubba Spears with Nick Frazier on the sideline starting at 6:30 on 94.9 The Fan. It's crazy to think that we talked about this earlier, Joe. For many kids around the mid-state, that are playing tonight or tomorrow, will be the last time they put the pads on.
It is. So I wrote this. Thank you for this. I wrote this a few years ago, and it really took off. And I just wanted for guys tonight, reflection, because parents, this is for you. Your kids are going to come to you and ask, and we didn't make the playoffs, and we won 4 games in 3 years, and they're going to ask you, was it worth it? And here's what I wrote. And I wrote this, 4 years ago. And you don't write stuff to 18 zillion people are going to do it. You just want to make an impact on one person. And this story, and thank you for Main Street Media for running this story every year and trying again. So give me a second. This is a story about kids that don't make the playoffs, and tonight they're putting on the helmet for the last time. So I'm telling you, it's worth every second. Walk into that locker room and getting ready for practice with talking with your buddies while getting dressed. It's worth every second. Heading out to practice field on a Monday when it is raining and others are at home, worth every second. Sweating through 2 days when the temperature hovers around 100 degrees and you are not sure you're going to make it, it's worth every single second. Sitting on a hot school bus with zero air coming through, headed to a school for a scrimmage in August, worth every second. Coming back home on that same bus when you just whipped a team that no one thought y'all could except you and your teammates, worth every single second. Getting blocked and put on your butt and vowing that would never happen again, worth every second. Walking off that practice field on a Thursday as you get ready for a big Friday night game, worth every single second. Going to those summer workouts while your friends are at the lake or the pool, worth every single second. Walking back into that locker room after a big win at home and all those friends cheering you on from the stands, worth every single second. Holding your teammate's hand after their dad just passed away and they know you were there for them, it's worth every single second. Getting blasted by your coach for a missed assignment and you think he hates you, worth every single second. Also, he doesn't. That same coach hugging you as if you're the only thing that matters in the world after a big win, worth every single second. Every moment preparing, every moment working out, every moment wearing that jersey around school, around town, every moment sweating, crying, celebrating, loving your teammates, worth every single second. You went through every single emotion one goes through in a lifetime, and you did it all by the time you were 18. Thank you for playing the greatest sport the good Lord put on planet Earth. I know, trust me, because to me, it was worth every single second. So don't worry that you didn't get to the playoffs. Everything you did was worth every single second. You want to know why we love high school football? That's why we love high school football.
Amen to that. That was very well written by you and 100% true. And again, for so many people tonight, this is how they're going to feel.
Right.
And look, it's okay to be sad and that it's over, but enjoy, think back on all those times in the brotherhood that you have.
All of it, man.
We'll have coverage again beginning at 6:30 tonight on 94.9. The Fan will have more coming from the Omni. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game here on this Thursday, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Patrick says, Big Joe, that is one of the most beautiful and powerful things I've ever read. I didn't play in college, only in high school, and every bit of that is true. Thank you, Patrick.
Thanks, buddy.
Very
Appreciate
good.
that. It just means a lot. You know, we get asked all the time about high school football. Oh, it's just pure. We love it. These kids deserve a chance to be spotlighted. NFL and college got every day of the week. You know, Friday, I know it takes Thursday, but Fridays, we love spotlighting with you and Greg Pogue and Bubba Spears and Nick Dew for these high school games. It's far-reaching.
Yeah.
Far-reaching and doing. That's why I helped Jill out on Fox 17 on Friday nights, high school football, because it is so much fun. And I told you, Mike Keith and I had a talk one time about being grounded, the things you love. And we both loved high school football. And I know he did PA at BGA for many years, in addition to his Titans duties, because you wanted to be around high school football. So it's beautiful. So if you get out and support these high schools, please do.
Well, and that was one reason why, you know, when Greg and Mark North and Jeff Kolb and everybody, we all started talking about this, that I was like, they're like, who's going to call the games? And I was like, honestly, I would love to, because I love high school football.
Right.
So that's why I'll be at East Nashville tonight when they take on East Robertson. And more than half the games are actually being played tonight. There's a handful tomorrow. Hendersonville at Beach, which is a big one, is tomorrow. Your game that you're going to be at, Emsworth and MBA. Ezel Harding DCA's tomorrow. But a good chunk of the games are being played tonight. And one thing to pass along, I saw this on the TSSAA website. I guess FRA and Columbia Academy had to forfeit that game. They have a thin roster and just a ton of injuries, and so they just decided to call FRA and concede that game, and so FRA will not play the last game of the season.
Did Columbia Academy, are they making the playoffs already? I'm trying to look them up.
I don't know.
No, they're 0-6 in region play, and they're 1-9 overall.
Yeah, so
they're not making it. All right.
Yeah, beat up roster, like I get it. So FRA will go 9-1 on the season after I guess you call it an upset, but Antioch's pretty darn good, as we've seen. So
FRA's number 1 in Division II Class AA Middle Region, 6-0.
Yep. So hopefully my Panthers can make a big run in the playoffs. Would love to see that.
We need to get you out there one game and skydive in with a game ball.
I'll just run it out on the field. It'd really be a lot easier.
And you'll land over at Overton. They're like, what's this
doing?
Rich dude doing down here with us? Get out of here.
Overton's right next door.
It is. I know a lot of Rutherford County schools are playing tonight. Williamson County tonight or tomorrow night? Like, there's Ravenwood and Brentwood.
Metro's all tonight.
Is playing. That is tonight. Ravenwood and Brentwood is a huge game tonight down in Williamson County.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, it's not going to rain tonight. Get out and support. I am telling you, these schools would love to see you come to these games, even if you don't have a kid playing, but they are in your neighborhood. They would love to see you.
Yep. So please do that. Friendship Christian at Nashville Christians tomorrow.
It's a big game.
That's a huge game.
Nate Bargatti trying to flip Jared Curtis on College Game Day.
I think there's more to. I actually think that's got more of a chance than maybe people think.
Not a chance in Hades. He ain't giving up Georgia what they're going to pay him. We already did the big ceremony. He's good to go to Georgia.
Okay. I know he tried to say, like, yeah, I just wanted to go see Game Day. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure you did.
Sure you did. Oh, look here, Jared.
Yeah.
Nate wants to pony up that NIL money for Jared Curtis.
We need Vandy Clay to help with this.
No, we don't. he needs to stay far away from any kind of Vanderbilt players. What's the spread on the Vandy Texas game?
2.5.
So Vandy's getting 2.5?
Yes. Hang on. Let me pull it up here. How you doing? You good?
Doing well.
Yeah,
Thanks
great.
for asking.
Vandy is 3.5 now. So Vandy is catching 3.5.
They're a favorite.
Texas is the favorite.
Okay. All right. I was going to say Vandy, a favorite. All right. So 3.5.
Yep.
Do you take that?
Oh, yeah. I think they beat Texas.
They want you to go the money line, tough guy.
I will.
I would have expected that quick of a
I will.
reply.
All right, so here's some top 25 games tomorrow night on ESPN2. Memphis,
Yeah, man.
back in the top 25, a 13.5-point favorite at Rice.
Okay.
And then 11 o'clock on ABC, Vanderbilt, Texas. On Fox, Ohio State, a 20.5-point favorite against Penn State. That, man, there was a time where like this game was circled and
Yep.
not so much anymore. Also at 11 on ESPN, Miami is an 11.5-point favorite on the road at SMU. On FS1, West Virginia against Houston. Houston, a 12.5-point favorite at home. At 2 o'clock on the CW, Louisville on the road, a 10.5-point favorite against Virginia Tech. This is not a great weekend. CBS at Indiana, a 21.5-point favorite on the road at Maryland. Man. And then at 2:30 on ABC, we'll still call it this. It's the world's biggest cocktail party between Georgia and Florida in Jacksonville. The Bulldogs, a 7.5-point favorite on a neutral site against the Gators. 2:30 on ESPN, Notre Dame takes on Boston College in BC. Notre Dame is a 28.5-point favorite. You got Texas Tech, Kansas State. Texas Tech, a 7.5-point favorite. Virginia goes on the road to Cal. Big ACC matchup there, historic one. Virginia, 5.5-point favorite. The night games, this one could have an upset written on it.
Okay.
South Carolina getting 12.5 at Ole Miss.
No.
You say no?
I'm spread wise. Yeah. I think Kiffin knows now he's got a shot. He's never won anything. He's got a shot now to do that. And I think they beat the drums off of South Carolina. Had an emotional game last week with Alabama. They think they should have won that game. They lost late in the fourth quarter. And I think Kiffin knows he's going to put the pedal to the metal on him.
ESPN2 at 6:30, Georgia Tech only favored by 6.5 against NC State.
Really?
Yeah.
Tech is really good. And that's surprising the spread is that low.
6:30 on ABC. Tennessee, a 3.5-point favorite at home against Oklahoma.
How much?
3.5.
Oklahoma is.
They're both 6-2. Yeah. I mean, Oklahoma is not bad. Like, this is not going to be an easy game for the Vols.
Oh, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. I think Tennessee, home game, night game, Heupel facing his old team.
Dark mode.
Happy Halloween, Chaser.
Yeah.
I'd go. I'm not a betting man, but if I were, all Vols. That being said, Oklahoma wins.
6:30 on NBC. Nebraska is at home. They just announced an extension for Matt Rule, so he's not going anywhere in the near future. They are a 6.5-point home dog against USC.
Ooh. I always look at those games when a Southern team goes, what's the weather?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is that a night game?
Yep.
Oh, man.
6:30.
Okay.
And then at 9:15 on ESPN, one of the hottest teams in the country that no one's talking about, the Cincinnati Bearcats, are a road dog at Utah, 10.5 points. Cincinnati is 7-1, 5-0 in the Big 12.
Boy, this could really put Cincinnati on the big-time map.
I mean, they're a 10.5-point dog.
Yeah. Utah's really – I mean,
I
know
know
they
Utah's
lost,
very good.
That's it's a tough place to win a game.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Luckily, I don't bet because I would lose every time.
Yep. So there you go. There's that. Coming up next, we'll talk to Greg Wyshynski. We'll talk some hockey with him. He's going to start his weekly visits with us. We will do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5. The Game on this Thursday. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Having a great time. Always enjoy our time here at Barlines. Next week, we'll be here on Wednesday because we'll be at Tennessee Brew Works on Thursday. So
We're everywhere, man.
Yeah, we're at Circa, Kentucky on Monday, Studio Tuesday, here Wednesday, Tennessee Brew Works Thursday, and maybe somewhere Friday.
Man.
And then the next week, we'll be in a warmer place.
On Monday.
Yes. So we will we'll have Greg Wyshynski join us here in just a few minutes. Brandon just sent you that number, so we'll be talking to Greg about the NHL and everything going on with the Predators. And he, of course, is brought to you by Old National Bank. Get old. Excited to have them back on board with him. Predators will be in action tonight in Philadelphia. It's a one-game road trip as they take on the Flyers. Adam Vingan will have pregame for you at 5 o'clock. Puck drop with Max Hers and Hal Gill just after 6. Let's say hello now to Greg Wyshynski, who joins us for the first time this year. And Greg, we start with a congratulations on the birth of your son. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It was 2 daughters and now my first son. Figuring out all the nuances there, how the plumbing works, and it's been fun, man. He's a real cute kid, and we couldn't be happier.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations to you and your family on that. But we're excited to have you on and talk some hockey with you each week. Tuesday, I was at the Predators game, but really enjoyed ESPN's coverage with the Frozen Frenzy. This is, I guess, the 3rd year now that you all have done this, and I know there's a lot that goes into it, but it's really, really cool to have the staggered start times for all 32 teams, 16 games total. It's really, really neat to be able to watch it all.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like the way I compare it is it's sort of like an early season buffet, right? Like you get a chance to sample a bunch of teams that you might not have gotten a chance to see yet. I mean, we're hockey fans, right? We're obsessed with the teams that we follow. We might not necessarily watch the entirety of the league. So that's a good night to kind of dip in and see what other teams are look like and see what they're doing. And again, it's just a really cool time. It's also a shared experience, which is something that we don't always get in hockey, usually for like international tournaments, but not necessarily in the regular season. So I'm happy people dig it, and I'm happy that we're able to pull it off every year.
We knew that, now that we're on the other side of COVID and things are really clicking for the league, that we were going to see more room in the salary cap, but it seems like a lot of money is being handed out here in the last few days. Natchez has signed an extension. Cooley signed an extension. I think Harley signed an extension with Dallas. I mean, there have been several extensions. Why now? Why are we starting to see all this now?
I mean, everybody's just trying to get ahead of other guys signing. If you're, the Kings with Adrian Kempe, you're maybe feeling a little bit weird about life right now, seeing what Natchez signed for in Colorado. I think what we saw this summer when it was supposed to be a free agent frenzy and ended up being kind of everybody keeps their own guys frenzy. If teams with this cap flexibility, they're going to just try to get this stuff done, focus on what's happening during the season and not have any lingering questions about their own players. I will say about the Natchez one, it's interesting. Colorado took a huge gamble by trading Mikko Rantanen, and the gamble was that they could find a guy that could give them maybe like 75% of what Rantanen gave them for maybe, $2 to $3 million less per season. I mean, Natchez in 41 games is 41 points, and now he's costing them roughly, I'd say, $2.2 million less annually than Rantanen would have. So, I think so far it's paid off. Natchez could be a little hot and cold sometimes, but as far as what their plan was, I think it's been pretty effective.
Greg Wyshynski is on the Chasing Big Joe show. Greg, thanks for coming back, buddy.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. I'm dutifully avoiding talking about the New York Jets, which will come up at some point during this conversation, but it's always great to talk to you boys.
Well, you sound a little like Miley Cyrus today, which is really kind of cool for us here in Nashville. So we like that. All right, I got to ask you, give us the 5,000-foot view of the Nashville Predators. Like, we're all inside the bubble here. You're not. Your take on the Nashville Predators at the start of the season so far?
Yeah, I do have a little laryngitis going on, which is amazing to have a head cold when your job is 80% talking on podcasts or radio shows.
Right.
But no, I was looking at the numbers today, and it's kind of a tough gig for them, right? Like, 5-on-5 goals per game is in the 20s, goals against in the 20s, expected goals against, all in the bottom third of the league. And the way that you kind of make up for that usually is through special teams, and they've got a power play that's clicking at 30% right now. It's no mystery to anyone who's watched this team which players are underperforming, and could easily help juice those numbers a little bit. But right now it's kind of, they're in the mushy middle thanks to UC Soros having the bounce back season that we hoped he'd have. But when the rest of the team can't put the puck in the net on a consistent basis, it's not going to be enough.
Chase, I've talked about this. You can't win the Stanley Cup in October and early November, but you sure as hell can lose it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, not only the Stanley Cup, but the playoffs, right? That's kind of where we are right now with this team. The toughest thing for them right now, I think, is the fact that you've had Utah emerge in the division like they have. Now all of a sudden you're looking up at a Utah team. The team's ready to go, and then you've got Dallas and Colorado and Winnipeg still there. And so the entry point for the Predators, if they were to make the playoffs, is probably the wild card. And even then, if you're the second wild card, your prize is to get whacked by Colorado or Vegas, right? So it's just it's setting up pretty poorly no matter what they do as far as contending. But, you're hoping to at least have a more relevant season than they had last year.
Greg, who are you, and I don't know if you could speak freely about this, but we value your opinion. Who are you most disappointed with on this Nashville Predator team?
Well, I mean, there's a guy who has like 500, 600 goals in his career that has 1 in 10 games right now. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious it's Steven Stamkos. I mean, you talk to people around the league and no one's really sure what the situation is there as far as his lack of production this season, going back to last season and never really finding a fit. Is it hitting the wall as a player? Is it a situation where he can recapture the magic if he was on another team somewhere that might be a little bit closer to contention? I mean, these are the questions that you hear about the league around the league right now about Stammer, but no one seems to have the answer.
Greg Wyshynski is with us now. So, we've talked for a long time over the years. I'm usually the last person that gets to, all right, you got to fire the coach. But I'm looking at this team. Yes, there are some guys like Stamkos that they are maybe past their prime, but they didn't forget how to play hockey and they didn't forget how to score goals. And what I'm seeing right now from Forsberg, from Stamkos, from Marchessault, it's just the production isn't there, and you got to point to system. You got to point to what's in place. I think Andrew Brunette's a hell of a coach, but is he the right coach for this team? Do you think that some of the guys that are out there, and I guess Pete DeBoer is going to be the top name that's available, but even somebody like Peter Laviolette, could they come in here and get more out of this team, or is it simply just the roster may not be salvageable at this point?
Well, it's funny you should mention this because my podcasting partner Jeff Merrick and I went long on this subject today on his podcast, because he is of the mind that the decision that might be looming is the return of Barry Trotz behind the bench. Now, I don't know how feasible that is. I will say that if the hesitation in firing Brunette before the season was partially contractual and how much money you were going to owe a guy for not coaching, an easy solution could be, here's a guy you're already paying to do one job and just make him do another job.
Yeah.
Now that I guarantee you're going to hear some of that speculation from around the league just because of the affinity for Barry and the situation I just laid out. But like you said, I mean, I think before you go and look at a DeBoer or look at a veteran coach, if you decide to fire Brunette, you really have to have a come to Jesus moment about where the franchise is. Are you looking for a veteran to come in and salvage what's already here, or is there not enough here for anyone to salvage? And then you start to think about where Marchessault might end up, or Stamkos might end up, or how deep that cut might come if you've decided to kind of shift gears and go in another direction for the team.
Well, the thing is, and like I don't, when they made all these signings last year on July 1st, I don't feel like there was anybody going, oh, what are they doing? Like, I think everybody was kind of like, yeah, all right, cool. They overachieved. They made the playoffs after selling off a bunch of assets. And, they're kind of right back in the mix, and now they're going for it. So I think everybody was surprised, both locally and nationally, of how last year turned out. So that's where, to your point, maybe that is the answer, that, they talk to Barry and say, you built it, you go fix it, and then we'll reevaluate it year's end.
I mean, listen, as a New Jersey Devils fan, I used to watch Lou Lamoriello put himself behind the bench to try to clean up the messes that he believed were the problems of other people and not his own. When they made those signings, I saw it as a way to bolster the roster and hold a couple of spaces with veteran guys until the next wave of young Predators were ready to really make their mark. I think there's always been sort of an eye on the future and the next wave of player, along with having those veteran guys. So if you really want to kind of take a philosophical look at it, the fact that it didn't work last year is disappointing, because it did seem like they were building towards something. But their belief in what comes next shouldn't waver. And that, I think, has always been the underlying part of Trotz's plan in signing those guys.
Greg, the Chicago Blackhawks, they're playing decent. Can they keep it up? Can they come back?
Yeah, isn't it annoying that they're going to be like relevant again pretty soon? It's funny. I said last year that I thought that Macklin Celebrini and the Sharks were going to probably make the playoffs before Chicago does. And every Blackhawks fan in my life has been throwing that back in my face this year, because they're convinced they're really building something that might get them in the playoffs within the next 2 years. I'm just happy for Bedard, because I think that kid is really talented. And for a while, it looked like he was going to be on an island. Like, he wasn't going to have the Malkin to his Crosby. And, lo and behold comes Frank Nazar, who's been great to watch and providing that team exactly what they needed, which was another pillar to kind of build on when you've already got a really strong foundation with Bedard. So look, it's a really tough division, and I think that team still has, more holes than a block of Swiss right now. But they definitely have a little bit more forward momentum than I assumed they'd have in saying that the Sharks were probably closer to contention than they were.
All right, Greg, we're only, 10, 11 games into the season. What team do you think you're thinking, all right, guys, let's get it together. It could be a long year. A team that was predicted to do really well, but you said, they needed a lot of fire under their behinds right now.
That's the Rangers. I mean, like the Rangers go out and get Mike Sullivan, who everybody considers to be one of the best coaches in the world, from the Penguins. They've reshaped their team around their captain, JT Miller. They have a ton of good veteran players and some really strong young players too, like Will Cooley and Alexei Lafreniere. And none of it's really clicked on a consistent basis yet. They had a nice win in Vancouver on the Frozen Frenzy. They're going to have to put a few more of those together. It may be a situation where they're not deep enough to really contend this year. But overall, I mean, I think there was a lot of hype around that team, and they just haven't met it yet.
Greg, appreciate it. We're excited to have you back, and we'll do this again next week.
You got it, boys. Hot honey tea. I'll work on the pipe. I'll be ready to go next year. Next week, rather.
All right. We look forward to it. Greg Wyshynski, ESPN and senior NHL writer, joining us here on the program, and he will do that every Thursday at 2, presented by Old National Bank. Get old. We'll have more coming, including, I saw this from Peter Burns from ESPN about, is it time to reset the market when it comes to paying college football coaches? And could LSU be the ones to do that? We'll discuss that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines, 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We're live at the Omni National Hotel, proud sponsor of our show. We're at Bar Lines hanging out on this Thursday. We'll be here next Wednesday, but appreciate them for having us. And tomorrow we'll be at ML Rose in East Nashville, so looking forward to that. Peter Burns from ESPN put on his Twitter account, would love LSU to completely overhaul the current unhealthy system of college football head coaching salaries. And he came up with a system because, you think about it right now, like Jimbo's making like $76 million not to coach. James Franklin's 49. Brian Kelly's like 54, something like that. So this is what Peter Burns proposes. A 4-year deal with incentives. You get a $10 million signing bonus on day one, $1 million salary per year, $500,000 per win, $5 million for college football playoff spot, $2 million per playoff win or bye, $3 million per title, and your buyout is $10 million. So he then goes on to say, you go 6-6, you'll make $4 million that year. You go 9-3 with no playoff, $5.5 million. You go 10-2 with a first round playoff exit, $11 million. 10-2 with a second round exit, $13, and so on and so forth. You could make $20 million going 10-2 and win the title. See who's there for the money or the passion. Puts more salt in the game.
All right. Can I comment?
Sure.
Shut up, Peter.
Why?
Capitalism. I get as much money as I want. You don't have to tell me what I get and what I cannot get. If a school wants to pay you $15 million, pay you $15 million. How is LSU paying Brian Kelly affecting your life? How is Jimbo affecting your life?
It's not.
Exactly.
I see your point.
So let them go what they want. These are grown men and women making these decisions.
Right.
Let them make the decisions. Brian Kelly getting a salary is not impacting me at all. It's not. They made a mistake. They're paying the money out, and they're going. What it's hurting are up-and-coming coaches who aren't going to get big contracts because of all this. But I don't know. I mean, I'm all about you getting as much as you want. And if somebody's going to pay you that all day long,
but are you not also about, like, we know that your best friend is coaching because he loves coaching. He loves football.
That's good. But he also makes a good salary.
Yeah, sure. But he's not making, Brian Kelly's salary.
All right. Let me pause you there. Are you not going to watch LSU Alabama next weekend because you're mad at Brian Kelly getting a buyout?
No. But
you're going to watch it.
But I mean, I see your point, but I see his point. Like,
well, who do you like better?
Peter, no.
That's what it comes down to. No, I understand that. And
yeah, because it has, and I like the phrase unhealthy. It has gotten to that point of, and yes, you're right. It's capitalism, but I can also make the point when you see, everyday blue collar, Chases and Joes struggling,
should have been a coach.
Really, it's the greatest job in the world as a fired football coach.
That's the thing is that nobody feels sorry for us. James Franklin is different for us, right?
Sure.
We can't stand him. Can't stand him at all. Cannot stand James Franklin.
Thanks for that burp. Appreciate it.
That's the food we got here. Look, nobody can stand with James Franklin. He's walking with all that money. But other than that, I mean, that's the contract he signed. Why are we mad at him? I mean, I can't help it. I mean, these guys are getting paid money. They're going to pay you money. Go get the money. If that's what makes you happy, go get the money. Didn't Greg Maddux turn down like many, many millions more from the Yankees when he left the Cubs? I think he did. I think the Yankees offered him a lot more money than the Braves did. Yeah. He wanted to go win a championship.
Yeah.
He thought he could win it with the Braves. I mean, the Yankees won it, but at the time, win it with the Braves, and he did.
Yeah.
So that's a small case of a guy not taking the money. But when it comes to these coaches, hey, man, it's not affecting my life in the least.
2438, making sure we know an LSU booster is paying most of Brian Kelly's buyout, not the school. We know that.
Yeah.
We know how this works.
Right.
I mean, it's the school's never the one actually paying the buyout.
Nope. Boosters and the foundation.
It's the big money with deep pockets.
Yeah, right. I mean, do you think A&M was hurting when they paid Jimbo? That school's got so much money over there.
They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Speaking of big money with deep pockets, Clay has called in. Clay, what's up?
He does.
Boys, I heard my name mentioned, so I just had to call in.
I know that was my mistake, but we're glad you called in. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So was that something about this 5-star recruit, this quarterback?
Yeah. What do you think? You think he's going to flip?
I have no idea, but you guys were just talking about coaches' salaries and stuff like that. Pretty interesting. I found out yesterday. I did not know this till yesterday. Jimmy Sexton was in Nashville for the game last weekend and everything, and schools are gonna come after Clark Lee because of what he's done at Vanderbilt. But this man 2 years ago, they had a terrible season. They fell back to 2-10, and look what this guy's done in the last 20 games. I mean, I don't think anybody else in America, maybe the coach at Indiana, has done a better job than Clark Lee has. This man deserves to be compensated. Vanderbilt needs to keep him. This is probably the best football coach we've ever had, and I just pray to God that Candace and the administration step up to the plate and keep this guy here for a long time.
I'm with you, Clay. Thanks for the call.
Thanks.
Yeah, and look, I think they're going to try. I mean, and ultimately, I think he stays. The ones I would be worried about, unless he's just offered an ungodly, insane amount of money, in which I would call him and be like, Clark, I love you, man, but I've never seen so many zeros. Like, I would take that. But the one I would be worried about is Notre Dame. Like, if Notre Dame came open, if Marcus Freeman goes somewhere else, then that might be the one, because he coached there. It's obviously a prestigious football school. But other than that, I think he wants to see this through, and he's, at least this year, in line to do a lot of things that nobody ever dreamed Vanderbilt would do.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he'll listen.
And he should listen. He should listen.
I mean, he's built something here, and he gets his team to the playoffs. I mean, it's like Cignetti. We're like, oh, man, he's going to go to Penn State or Notre Dame or somewhere. And then
Matt Rule. I thought Matt Rule was.
Indiana says, hey, we're going to keep you. So good.
Yeah.
Are we mad at Cignetti for that contract?
No.
Peter Burns?
No.
You mad?
No.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
No,
So,
two things can be true. Like, you can be happy for someone for, as the kids say, getting the bag of money.
well, let me ask you this. Do you think Brian Kelly did not want to win at LSU?
No. I think Brian Kelly wanted to win, but here's the thing.
Why was the delay?
Well, because I was trying to think how I wanted to word this.
All right.
Brian Kelly wanted to win, but Brian Kelly could care less if he was winning at LSU or Notre Dame or wherever. He just wants Brian Kelly to look good.
And that is winning.
Yeah. Brian Kelly cares about Brian Kelly.
And about winning.
Sure.
Does he care about winning?
Yes.
All right. And James Franklin. I mean, these guys want to win. They're not just sitting there like, I'll see it at noon today. I mean, that's the thing. They just didn't get the job done, and now they're getting paid for it. And I get all that, but I'm not going to begrudge a guy that, like, how I feel about Jimbo Fisher. I'm not going to talk on the radio about this, but I mean, he's walking away with all that money. Good for Jimbo. I mean, that's the way it is, and that's how it's happening right now. But there will be changes, I think, coming forward about how coaches get paid, whether they like it or not.
Coming up next, there's a huge high school football game tonight in the Mount Juliet area. The mayor of Mount Juliet is going to join us coming up next. Chase and Big Joe live at the Omni 102.5. The game, but first, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to see the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames this Saturday at Bridgestone Arena. It is the Golden Hall induction. Pete Weber and Terry Crisp are going to be the next members in the Golden Hall. Of course, Crispy won a Stanley Cup as a coach for the Calgary Flames. So call the first caller right now at 615-737-1025 will win a pair of tickets to see the Preds and the Flames this Saturday at Bridgestone Arena. A 2:30 puck drop and the Golden Hall induction will take place during the first intermission. 615-737-1025. Good luck. We'll have more coming next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Well done, Brandon Bigsby. Very good. I'll let you do the honors on our next guest.
Well, big game tonight in Wilson County as Green Hill takes on Mount Juliet. It's called the Mayor's Cup, and we are honored to have the mayor of Mount Juliet on the Chase and Big Joe show, Mayor James Manis. Mayor, how are you? And thank you for doing this.
I'll tell you what, I'm doing great. And I don't know anybody in Mount Juliet who's not excited about the game tonight.
Well, they should be. How's our good friend Justin Beasley doing, who arranged all this? How is he?
Oh, he's doing great. We were just over at Mount Juliet High School for their pep rally, and we're about to go in here to Green Hill High School for their pep rally. So Justin's working hard today.
Is somebody asking, why is that little sixth grader not in school today when they look at Justin?
Oh, no, everybody knows who Justin is around here.
Well done, Mr. Mayor. So this game tonight, Green Hill, Mount Juliet, it's in the short, I think, started in 21. It's now turned into this huge rivalry game, which I think is beautiful. What's it like observing this, watching this game grow between these two schools?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. And then as far as Green Hill being a newer school, it's really an opportunity for them to build some traditions. And it's really kind of overtaken both these schools as their primary rival game. We asked them at the press conference on Tuesday, I said, is this bigger than the rivalry? Speaking, primarily to Mount Juliet, is this bigger than your rivalry with Lebanon? And they're like, no, this is the game here. The Mayor's Cup is the game that we have circled on the calendar.
Well, exactly. Mayor Manis from Mount Juliet's with us. Why did you decide to get involved and call this the Mayor's Cup?
Well, this all kind of got started. And to be honest, I was looking at the football schedules out there, and I don't remember which one of the websites had it listed as the Mayor's Cup. So I contacted the city manager, and we're too, I guess, dumb at the time to realize that's a common term for in city rivalries. But I contacted the city manager, like, I don't have a cup. Am I supposed to have a cup? So you know what? We took it from that and made it a reality.
Mayor Manis is with us. How much do you expect this rivalry to grow as more time goes by, as these kids, now go through the elementary school, middle school system, knowing probably where they're either going to end up at Mount Juliet or Green Hill, and how that pride is going to grow with them? How do you see that expanding?
Oh, these kids grow up playing youth football together. They know each other well on both sides, and it's just going to continue to grow. Like myself, our Green Hill here has it's been around, been open for about 5 or 6 years now. But I've got 2 daughters that are graduating from here, and you've got countless numbers of people here in Mount Juliet that are alumni themselves of Mount Juliet High School. And it's just really a pride point for everybody involved in this. And, it's big bragging rights. It's going to do nothing but grow, especially as we get more and more alumni coming out of Green Hill.
Are you happy how this has turned out? I know you had the party on Tuesday night with the teams showing up and everything, the big pep rallies today. I just think this has turned into something really special for not just Wilson County, Mr. Mayor, but for high school football and these kids in the community.
This just started out as me not wanting to be the mayor who didn't show up with the cup. He didn't have to what it's become today. And I mean, it's exciting. This is going to continue to grow in the future. And I mean, the schools are fully involved in this thing, and the community embraces it. It's a big deal for us here in Mount Juliet. I hear some say this is their Super Bowl, and it's got that kind of feel.
Oh, absolutely does. Now, what game activities are you doing, like the coin toss? What is your job tonight, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, my job's pretty easy tonight. I'm named as one of the honorary captains, so I'll be joining them out on the field. We'll be doing some talking. I'm going to spend some time, with each of the student sections tonight, and I'm gonna try to get out of there without any injuries. They're a little younger than I am, got a little bit more energy.
Are you also able to give one overweight radio host out of a speeding ticket?
We'll talk about. Mount Juliet's got a form of government here, so I don't. I get to stay outside of the day-to-day activities, primarily a legislator.
Oh, that's the greatest answer. Mr. Mayor, it's an honor to have you on. Thank you for this. I hope it's a big crowd. Chase and I love high school football. We love that you're involved in this. We love how this game has turned out tonight between Green Hill and Mount Juliet. And we love you took time to be with us today, Mr. Mayor. So have a great night, and thank you for everything.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on, and it's going to be an exciting night here in Mount Juliet.
Indeed. Mayor James Manis, Mount Juliet tonight as Green Hill takes on Mount Juliet. He's right. It's evolved into a huge rivalry game. It's one of those, they're out the record books. I get all that. But it's true in this case. These teams both want to win.
Well, and what's cool is our good friend Ryan Porth, before he moved to Chicago, was living in Mount Juliet right across from Green Hill High School right as it was opening.
Yeah.
And I passed by it one day and I was like, is this a college?
Right.
I mean, it is a beautiful campus, and obviously Mount Juliet as well. And you talk about Nashville growing, that area in Mount Juliet there in Wilson County has just exploded in the last 20 years.
It is, and it's tough for me because Green Hill coach Josh Crouch, Mount Juliet coach Trey Perry are just dear friends of mine. So I don't pick this game, and I just want to have fun and a good time and see what happens. But I like it when a city comes. That's what high school football is about. When the city comes together, everybody comes together. It'll be packed in Mount Juliet tonight for the game. Bart Barker, you better got me my pass. If not, I will go on social media and tell people how you didn't give me a pass tonight. So
just blame Beasley.
I blamed him for other things.
That's true.
Justin Beasley. So I'll just let him. He'll take a break on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we give him a hard enough time. So
yes, we do.
He's a good guy.
I know. I got to return his booster seat.
Yeah, he let me borrow some tape, so I appreciate that. But anyway, we got some good high school football games coming up tonight and tomorrow. Kevin in Florida, I think, wanted to weigh in on our football or college football coaches conversation. Kevin, what's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, I'm sorry. I wasn't calling about the college coach thing, but I think Joe's right. If they want to pay him, they pay him. But my question was, and I'll hang up, Blue Jays or Dodgers? Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. There's not a game tonight. It will be tomorrow. You can hear that on 102.5 The Game, starting at 6:00. I want this to go 7, but I think the Blue Jays might end it tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It comes down to one thing: America or Canada.
Yeah.
Give me the Dodgers.
Okay.
That's it. Even though most of Toronto's
hate the Dodgers. Like, seriously, dude. Like, I mean, this is where my fandom really, really takes it's a hard time. I cannot stand the Dodgers.
Okay. I can't wait till Jim Wyatt pounds your face at Titans game on Sunday.
Jim and I've talked about this. He knows he's a Braves fan. I mean, it just,
okay.
That's how it is.
All right, I got it.
You got it?
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. I was like, what do you have?
Not much.
Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe on this Thursday at the Omni.
Lord.
102.5 The Game.
No, not a big fan of it. I'll pass. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. We are ready to go. Okay. Oh, you're right on that. I'm going to go 64. Hmm. 78. Let's go 41. $52. Yeah, I believe so. Ooh. Let's go 61. Try now.
That's all right,
Should
Brandon.
Yeah,
there we go, buddy. All right. Brandon, how old is Grace Slick? You said 61.
Yeah,
all right,
61.
Chase.
I don't know. 72.
86 years old. All right, Chase, you go. Bass player Timothy B. Schmidt of the Eagles. How old is he?
74.
69.
78. Brandon, you go. Actor Charles Martin Smith, American Graffiti, The Buddy Holly Story, Deep Impact. How old is he?
59.
64.
72. Chase, you go. Country singer T. Graham Brown. I tell it like it used to be.
T. Graham Brown is 75.
70.
71. Brando, you made the board. 4-1. All right, 3 birthdays
go.
left. All right, Brandon, how old is Danny Tartable, former Kansas City Royals outfielder?
Ooh. Let's go 71.
68.
63. Chase, you're up now. How old is former Heisman Trophy quarterback Ty Detmer from BYU?
54.
58.
58 exactly. Brandon, it's 4-3.
Ooh.
Our last birthday, Brandon, you get to go first. How old is former Tennessee Oiler and Tennessee Titan Henry Ford? Now, if Derek Mason is there, you can ask Derek Mason for help.
Okay.
Is he there?
He just walked through the door.
Ask Derek Mason how old Henry Ford is, not the car maker, his ex-teammate.
How? 55. We're going 55.
54.
At the buzzer. You can't get the boss at the buzzer. He wins. Henry Ford is 54 years old. Chase wins 6-3. But, Brandon, you fought back, buddy, and I'm proud of you. Good job, Derek Mason.
We made an effort.
There you go.
That's all we ask, buddy.
There you go. Appreciate the Omni Nashville Hotel for having us again tonight. I don't think anybody heard my plug. You can hear the Predators starting at 5 o'clock with pregame, and then 6:30 on 94.9 The Fan, the Metro Schools Game of the Week presented by Strike and Spare. That's going to do it for us here today.
All right, as we lead the show all the time to our guys out there, we tell you all the time, if you are struggling, please talk to somebody. Know that your journey is a beautiful journey, and it's your journey. So stop comparing yourself to anybody else, because you are you. God made you unique. He gave you a blueprint to succeed in life. That blueprint is you. If you need to reach out to us, please call us, text us. We're always here for you on your cell phone. You can do it at 988. Immediately somebody's there to talk to you. Or you go to GameNational.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show on the right side. All the information for Unity Psychiatric Care. We need you here. Chase and I want to come to your comeback party. You're a big part of our life and know how loved you are. We love you more probably more than anything else in the world. God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll DVD coming up next here on 102.5 The Game.